Here, let's see. So yes, I was late from adding. Oh, I was looking at chat in my phone. I was late from adding emojis. Brittany, on my end, I don't have dark mode, and I can see the black. The white one blend, like the daisy one, looks like it has no background, but the other ones I can see. I don't know if I did it right or uploaded the right one, so I have to mess with it a little bit more, but there are emojis. Finally, we've had little badges, but not emojis. But anyway, hey Mallory, hey Kip Kitty, hey Britt, hey Without Borders, hey Nady, hey Nicole, hey Awesome, Strange Exchange. I'm going to change that intro. I just didn't have time, but I'm going to change the music. Hey, David. Hey, Smiling Woofette. Hey, Jay, Without Borders, PJ, San Samilla, CB Kell. Hey, Jane Doe, Cool Gamer, Allie. I don't hope I didn't miss anybody. I don't know. Another thing is that music, like, some people like that intro, some people don't. So I haven't made up my mind what I'm going to do yet, but I know I'm going to change it. But I always do, like, once I start doing a case often, I'll do like a specific intro just for that case. So like Summer has a specific intro. I had some for some of Gabby's videos, things like that. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Amy. Hey, LFT, SRB, S Hockett. And thank you, Brittany, so much for helping me with those emojis. I appreciate it a ton. Hey, Jane Doe. Oh, welcome, X amount. Thank you. You like it, Strange Exchange? Some people like it, some people don't. So we shall see. We have a lot to talk about today. As usual, there's just so much coming out with this case. And then, I actually went to Reddit to grab a few screenshots just for to see if there was anything there I hadn't seen anywhere else. And I found a couple interesting maps and stuff. So we have a full thing happening here. Hey, Deco. Good morning, Johnny. Thanks, Brittany. I love you too. Let's do it. Okay. Let me just go ahead and exit out of this. I'm sitting outside right in the sun. So the screen, I need to turn it. I can hardly see it. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. I'm all over the place, y'all. I was rushing trying to get those emojis up. I was totally ready to go, but I was like, last minute, maybe I have time. I can get them up really quick. And yeah, so I don't know what is happening with my internet. Oh, Lord have mercy, you guys. Of course, today. Hey, Dr. TJ. Hey, Carol. Yes, setting in the sun. We have the same flower. Which one? The flower that I uploaded with the AE? I didn't know that, Melissa, but I'll change mine. Brittany made that for me, but Woofy actually was working on one that was almost identical. That's what I told Brittany when I saw it. Like a tie-dye daisy like that with my name in the middle. But yeah, I will definitely change that. Okay, we're definitely going to start all over with the Facebook thing. Oh my goodness, you guys. How are you guys today? Both of my kids are home from school today, by the way, which might be a reason I'm kind of all over the place. Oh, welcome, Jay. Thank you. Thanks, Valerie. Yeah, I do. I have the other one, which I could just use that one. Ooh, is Lips in here? Hooked on your channel. I work overnight and work hasn't been the same since stumbling on your channel. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I love to hear that. If it can make your day a little bit easier, then I'm all for that. Hey, Suzanne, your daughter's homesick too. Oh my gosh, it's a pretty damn flower. Hey, Leo girl. Hey, Lips. I'm sorry, you guys. My computer's just being slow, so I'm just sitting here talking with you guys for a moment while I'm waiting. Day going good, though. Hope yours is too. Hey, profiling and manipulation. My day's going pretty okay, I suppose, besides the kids being homesick, which is not, I'm happy that they're home with me. That's not it. It's just, the stress of your kids being sick and stuff. That just, it sucks. It is the worst. Good morning, Diane. Thanks, Signs. Did you see the creepy article on mass murder, how that is totally Bryan? I don't think I've seen that yet, Smiling Wolfette. I've been all over the internet this morning, though, on some of this stuff. Okay, finally. I don't know why it's like taking so long to load, but we finally got it. So let me pull it up. Hey, Crime with Kay. Good to see you. This is something I sent myself so I wouldn't forget. And the Jurassic Quest, it has nothing to do with today's live. Excuse me, you guys, from coughing right in your ear. I started sending myself stuff last night, so I know that we have to be up here. I'm curious what you guys think about Steve saying that he touched the Wi-Fi. I was talking about this morning with Brittany and Bentley's dad as well, and I'm not sure. Does that mean that he connected to the Wi-Fi, or he was just in the range where he was capable of picking it up? And the interesting thing was, after that came out, the next thing that we see is, those videos are being taken down. So I don't know. So someone had posted all the things that the girls had posted on Facebook Marketplace because they were looking for that desk that was in the footage from them unloading the stuff out of the house. So I was going to just go through some of those pictures really quickly. I do believe that it's possible that could be what was in that picture. But I think I'm not 100% sure on that yet. It's also interesting just to see kind of the things that they were writing online. Kaylee was selling her car on Facebook Marketplace. The bed frame, I think Zana posted this. I'm so sorry. My internet is being so ridiculous. Why is it not loading? I always have a little cough, but this mess is embarrassing when I go in public. I want a t-shirt that says I'm not contagious. So my mom has COPD and she feels the same way. Like ever since COVID, she won't eat. She hates to cough in the store. She's like, everybody's looking at me like, let's see. Do not know why those are taking so long to load. But that is where she was selling her car. Okay, we're going to start here then. This is so interesting. So remember the plant that we talked about that had been knocked over? The dirt was, that's beside the DoorDash bag. So someone in a Facebook group went around and found other photos with that plant. Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry. There is absolutely nothing worse than being live and having issues with the technology because you have people waiting and you're trying to do a show. And I apologize. Just know it sucks for me too. So I don't know where I got cut off. I wanted to talk to you guys for a moment about the plant that's beside the DoorDash bag. Someone had went around from the Facebook groups and found photos where you could see that plant is in the windowsill. So let me read this to you. This plant being knocked over on the counter is kind of sus. I get a college house is messier than normal, but dirt on a counter in a kitchen, I would understand if it was a dude's house, but 5 girls leaving dirt on the counter. I get it. Girls can also be really messy and disgusting, but dirt on a counter? First pick is from the crime scene. Notice the knocked over plant on a counter. Second pick, Ethan and Zana. It was posted by Zana in a photo dump dedicated to Ethan. But if you creep on her tagged photos, the original date of the photo of her and Ethan was August the 16th. If you look in the background, the plant is on the windowsill. Fast forward to the third pic, which is from Maddie's TikTok on October the 17th. The plant is still on the windowsill. So the whole point is, do you think that this was something that happened, in the struggle, something? I wouldn't think that investigators would set the plant up if if it had been knocked over in the struggle, but it's possible that BK could. So look, here's the photo of Zana and Ethan, and you can see in the back there in the window, that little plant. We've seen that photo, a few times. Let me keep going. Here from Maddie's TikTok, you can see it in the windowsill. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. That's not even for us to look at here today. And then here it is again, knocked over. So I'm curious. I wanted to ask you guys, do you think it's possible that it was knocked over during the struggle? I don't know. I have a couple different thoughts, but I love y'all regardless of your spotty internet. I don't watch the news. Thank you, Alicia. I went to a bachelorette party with my friend for her daughter with a bunch of girls in their 20s. I was so shocked by how messy they were. Oh, I was messy in college. Really messy. Amber, one of my sisters is a slob. I can believe women do it. Sleuth says, hey, everyone, their kitchen was messy from what I could see. Okay, interesting. That's what I said was noticeable. It may have happened when she was placing her food down and got startled. That is true, Claudia. He did. He applied for an internship at Pullman PD last fall. Hey, Michelle. How are you, beautiful? Good to see you. Thank you, Shay. I appreciate that. I have a question. Has anyone seen any photos prior to November 13th to see if the blood? Okay, yes, we have seen them, and there was nothing in the background. So they have some photos from Halloween, and it doesn't appear to be there at that time, which was just, 2 weeks before. This is just something. I know a lot of you guys are not on Facebook. You're not seeing stuff. It's Olivia has Murphy, and Olivia is, sharing photos of Murphy with people in the Facebook groups and stuff. I just love how he's in the baby seat. He looks like a little baby. So cute. So I wanted to just grab that one just because you guys may not see it. Okay, this is so interesting. Now, the Papa Roger, not this. It is interesting. But the next one, I can't wait to show you. Okay, but Papa Roger, this is a comment that I saw that I thought about. And I had seen some other people kind of discussing this in the groups. They typically held Thursday night parties. Rarely did they have Saturday night parties. Now, this could have came from someone's research. But it does make you wonder if it's possible that it was Bryan. It's just creepy. Maybe he walked in there knowing that Saturday night wasn't going to be that busy night. So here that busy of a night. So here you go, smiling Woofette. I'm all tongue-tied today. Here is that, the photo of what many people believe is blood coming down from the house. I found this. And I thought that was so interesting, the way that someone, I don't know if that's accurate, though. Does anybody know if that's the way her bed was in there? Is that accurate? I feel it's possible it happened in the struggle. Maybe somebody tried grabbing it to hit that go in the head. It's possible. That is creepy. Hey, MK. Good to see you. Why do you say I'm so sorry? Hey, Parawoman Radio. I think Zana was in the kitchen when she encountered Bryan and somehow the plant got knocked over. Yes, Melissa, I agree. It confuses me that it's setting upright again. That's the part I can't understand if it happened the night of the murders. Right, because you would not think police wouldn't. They are going to leave things exactly how they are, so. Nah, you ever been to a white girl's house that likes to party? House gross AF. That is so true. But that is a funny comment. Good to see you, MK. Why are still worried about this? If you're not worried about it, you don't have to be here. It's just interesting odds and ends. There is so much news coming out with this. We're going to talk about another case as well, like at the end. There's nowhere near the information on many cases. So I think that's part of it. And also, we're curious, once you become invested in something like this, if you're like me, I want to know everything. I want to know everything about everything. I need to know. That's just the way I am. Okay, let's see what this was that I grabbed. Okay, I think this is the post from, Jack Decor's aunt had made this post. We're not going to read through all of that though right now because we can go back to it if you guys want to. I just have it in there so that we have it. I grabbed this because to show. Now, I do have the clip, and I hope that I've got it in here, of Kaylee's dad talking about the Wi-Fi. Yesterday, when I went to go live, though, I had 2 videos pulled up to show you guys. And as we're live, they won't play. They've been removed. I don't know. And the reason I grabbed this screenshot is because this person apparently, found the same thing. Video has since been removed. Is this confirmed? He should not have stated that info. Kaylee's father said his phone was so close it was picking up their Wi-Fi. Gonna be hard to explain that one. He never says connected. He says close enough to register the phone. Now, I register many different Wi-Fis that I never connect to, so that could be all that it is. We know that he was close to the house. We know he was watching them. He went over. I just can't believe how many times he was over there. So, no, the guy at the vigil wasn't him. Correct. Hey, Pointer Lover. By the way, can you message me? Because I had messaged you on like PayPal on the receipt for your shirt and tried to get your address again. I found it though, and I sent it out, and I have your tracking number. And I meant to send it to you yesterday. So message me if you want that. Otherwise, it will be there on Thursday. Hey, Danielle. Thank you guys for sharing the photos. That is so scary to know that could have been the roommate's blood. I know, it really is. We don't know, Cowboy. It's just that it's odd to see like dirt on the counter. So I do wonder if it happened during the, the time when the crime occurred. But yes. Did you see the kitchen cabinet photo law enforcement had marked by the fridge? It looks like blood. They also marked in front of the kitchen sink on the cabinet. I did. I think I've got it right here somewhere, which it might take us a second to go to, but I know. I'm wondering if I believe their fight started in the kitchen because of that. And now I know that some people have said that it's not blood. Some people have tried to say it's another cabinet. I don't know what else it could be, to be honest with you. Did you guys know, though, that Zana had a sister? I also grabbed those photos just to show you guys because, we've seen a lot of Kaylee with her family and things like that. But, every single one of these victims had a family like that. They all have moms and dads who love them. They all have grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins, and that kind of thing. So I think is it this one? Sleuths, I'm trying to pull up the photo, but my computer's just taking so long to load. Okay, that is not the photo, but that's close. I'll come back to that. Let me finish and get through all the things I want to show you guys today, and then I'll come back to the kitchen topic. Just to show you guys, though, Zana, oh my God, what a beautiful girl. All these girls were so absolutely beautiful. There's Zana and her sister. There they are. They look so much alike, you guys. There they are again. Sorry. Somebody from the Facebook group was out in Moscow and ran into Bryan Kohberger. Look at Brian's face. Okay. Now, I thought this was kind of interesting to look at, and I wanted to pull it up for you guys. Regarding the Wi-Fi, he has to have been logged in at some point. Either they didn't have a code, someone gave it to him, or he hacked the code. Interesting. I wondered, is it possible that he had been there at a party or something like that? I mean, we really don't know. We know that it was a really busy house with many different guests. Okay. Don't be laughing at my Bryan Kohberger, the news daddy. Don't be laughing at news daddy. Hey, Brandy, good morning. Thank you, Kid Kitty. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. The internet sucks here, and y'all know I'm crazy. But as long as you know that and accept it, then I think we're good. Great job, Ellen, news daddy. Defense will definitely say he was there before at a party. Oh, I could see that. I could certainly see that. Okay, so Kohberger's alleged travels on the day of the Moscow murders. Now, I briefly looked over this. It does seem to be pretty accurate. This timeline shows the alleged travels on November 13th of Bryan Kohberger. The locations and times were established with a combination of videos that allegedly show his white Elantra and network connections his cell phone allegedly made with various towers. So at 2:42 a.m., he's located at his residence in Pullman. 2:47, the cell phone shows it traveling south through Pullman, but then stops reporting a network connection. From 3:29 to 4:20, which is number 3, the Hyundai Elantra makes 3 initial passes by the 1122 King Road residence, leaving via Willenta Drive. It returns a 4th time at 4:04 a.m., first driving eastbound on King Road. It leaves the area at 4:20 a.m., traveling at a high rate of speed. Then we have 4 right here. The cell phone comes back online, pings at Blaine near U.S. Highway 95. Then we have 5. The cell phone pings near Genesee, then Uniontown, and finally at Pullman between 5:25 and 5:27 a.m. He definitely went the long way around, which is interesting. From 9 to 9:21, his cell phone shows that it leaves his residence and travels to Moscow. I want to look at this because we're hearing that he possibly went back twice. In the first place, I heard that was from Brittany. So I want to say that. Because, I'm not like some of these channels just taking people's information and ideas and pretending that I came up with it myself and I'm such a genius. But anyways, it connects with cellular resources that provide coverage to the area where the King Road residence is located. So that's when he goes back between 9 and 9:21. There's number 6. Up here, number 3 is when he commits the crime. Number 6 is when he goes back, okay? Number 7, the cell phone returns to the area of Kohberger's Pullman residence. I think, in my opinion, and I want to know what you guys think, I think when he returns, he is contemplating going in. Number 1, he leaves a witness. We don't know if he sees her or not, but there is a witness left behind. But number 2, his sheath is left behind. And he knows it. And if he didn't do it intentionally, then I'm sure he was really, really upset. He knows at that point he's screwed, I believe. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. Shay Benet instead of hey, baby. party there could have 50 plus people, so BK could have just slipped in inconspicuously. Absolutely. I feel BK hid the weapon in Johnson, Idaho. He clearly pinged there after the murders. It's a forest area. Oh, is Woofy in here? Hey, Woofy. Hey, baby. Y'all gonna have that in my head. You know that one sticks like horrifically. There will be blood in his car, surely. I know he deep cleaned it, but there will still be traces somewhere. He must have been covered in it. Well, that's the thing. Even when you clean it, with some of the stuff that law enforcement has, they're able to find it. So I hope that they were. I cannot imagine how they felt watching him clean his car. Like, that is something that's blown me away. Like, because they don't have a warrant, so they can't stop him. But God, I just, Okay, so at 12:36, the cell phone shows it near Kate's Cup of Joe coffee stand in Clarkston. I have a video of that area, though, that's really interesting. Surveillance footage from the nearby chef store shows a white Elantra drive past the coffee stand. So that's number 8. Then it's all the way down here. So around the time that the bodies were found, he's going past Kate's Cup of Joe. Number 9, 12:46 to 1:04. The cell phone pings near Albertson's grocery store in Clarkston. Video footage from Albertson's shows Kohberger exiting the Elantra at 12:49. Interior cameras capture him walking through the store, purchasing items at the checkout, and then leaving the store at 1:04 p.m. Then we have number 10, between 5:30 and 8:30, the phone stops reporting to a network during this time. That is the final mention the affidavit gives of his alleged movements. Now, at that time, the news, I think that the news has certainly speculated. They believe he maybe went back for a second time. So number 6, we know he goes back to the scene between 9 and 9:20. And then number 10, between 5:30 and 8:30, his phone goes off the tower. It goes offline again, just as it did the night of the murders. Hey, Joey, welcome. Please let there be camera footage capturing his dumbass returning to the crime scene and opening that front door. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced he went in the house at that time. I think that he drove around and was like, why are there no police here? He knows what he just did. And police have still not discovered what happened. Oh, I grabbed a couple little clips from the 48-hour special which you guys should watch it. These are people who knew him that spoke out on the special. Let's see if this internet will load this daggone clip.
District.
He was telling me that he wanted to get sober, that he was getting sober. And he just wanted to let me know, like, I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better. I'm sorry.
District.
That is not the first one I saved, but they must have went through in a weird order. So that is an old friend of Bryan's who does, in another clip that I've got here, talks a little bit more about him in high school. And then also the young lady remember the lady who did the TikTok about him at the wedding and stuff? She's also in the special. Okay, now this is interesting. And I did save the memes just because they're funny to show you guys. Someone had commented that it looked like his eyebrows had been recently shaved. And it does. I mean, that could be the way he grooms his eyebrows. I don't know. But it does kind of look like that. I mean, I don't know. Look at the look on his face, though. Oh, my God. You guys noticed today I did not use him in my thumbnail. I'm like, no, I'm going to use a thumbnail of the girls today and Ethan just because, I don't know. Getting sick of looking at him. Trimmed, yeah. Okay, I noticed that too, Allie. I think he purposely shaved them. Oh, this is him being better. I know. That's what I was thinking when I heard it. And then she cries, so she has, she cares. somewhat, right? So look at these memes that some people were putting in the comments. So if someone posts this in the Facebook group, it seems like he may have shaved his eyebrows. And then people posted this one, that one, and then that one. It's so stupid, but this stuff is heavy, so I got to show you guys some of the other things too. Okay, here's something else I have not seen anywhere. Let me read it to you, actually, because I don't want to try to repeat it and get it wrong. Go back to older photos and see if he shaved them then. That's a good, we should try that. Where's your bushy Bryan brows? It is expensive for someone just out of college. I agree. The Bert and Ernie meme was hilarious. Check Facebook for video clip. Okay, awesome. Did some more digging and have no clue if this has ever been posted before. Zana was part of a nonprofit marketing organization with her college that served the Pullman and Moscow areas. They worked in teams on certain projects. In the spring of 22, was on the Pulaus Properties team, which mainly helped them advertise their rental properties. In August of 2022, she transitioned to the sales team. I couldn't find what projects they actually did, but as someone with a marketing degree and completed sales program in college, it's highly likely she visited the business they were working with in person. Most of the work would be online, but it would make sense that she'd have occasional interactions at the very beginning and possibly throughout, just to maintain relationships and show her face. Very important in learning sales. I'm curious if any of her sales projects were in Pullman since they served that area too. Probably she ate there while being in town for her internship or something of that nature. I do believe the restaurant she worked at was a very likely place Bryan saw them, even though they denied ever serving him, but it could be nothing, could be something. Just trying to think of every scenario, which I'm so interested too, because I want to know how he found them. And then here are some of her photos from it. My name is Zana, and I am a marketing major. I have been in Vandal Solutions for 2 semesters now. The first team I was on was Pulaus Properties, and now I'm on the sales team. Vandal Solutions has given me so many opportunities to excel in marketing and get real hands-on experience, which is awesome that they do this. Okay, let me forward this message that Shay sent for us to my little messaging thing. Okay. I want to know, where do you guys, why did he choose them? You know, there are many college girls at the college that he went to. He was stalking out their house the night before classes even began, August 21st. I don't know. Vandal Solutions introducing the sales team. The responsibilities of a sales team are to manage customer relations of a not-for-profit business that provides professional quality marketing and advertising services to local businesses. And that is Zana. Okay. Hang on at you guys. Okay. Here's another clip from the 48 hours. She was a beautiful girl. She really was. If he pleads guilty, does it not go to trial? Correct. If he pleads guilty, it doesn't go to trial. He would just, there would be sentencing. I don't believe he'll plead guilty, though. I just don't see him doing that. Then a sweet little smile just makes me want to cry. I know. Thank you, Amber. He will go to trial for the penalty phase, correct? Right. So for sentencing, he'll, we would see that. But come on, internet.
new to this.
Okay, I'm going to give it just a second to load, and then we're going to listen. And I check your comments while I do that. If he pleads guilty, we will never know answers, but I don't think he will plead guilty. I don't see him doing that either. If he pleads guilty, we will still get a discovery. Once the case is closed, you know, a lot of this stuff will become public information. So think about the Watts case. He pled guilty, everything stopped, and a lot of things, you know, at that point after sentencing start becoming public information and throughout sentencing. But, you know, once the case is closed, we can request a lot of that stuff. Uh-oh, am I robotic? Holy Spirit activate. Remember, Watts at first wouldn't admit things until he said he might get the death penalty. Good point, Peach. Then he admitted to the crimes and the death penalty was removed. But the family, remember, Shanann's family specifically did not want him to get the death penalty. Go back and forth, but hope and think the rest of this legal process case could be summed up in one way. Solo source DNA. Boom. Boom. Okay, let's try to hear this now.
New to this.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Unspeakable crime.
Come on.
New to this unspeakable crime.
I think a lot of people who were close to him are feeling this massive amounts of guilt. Why didn't I see it? Did I miss something? Where did it go wrong?
So that was the same woman who was just speaking out in the other clip. I pray this doesn't end in a plea deal. Me too. Me too. It's really interesting with Lori Vallow's case. There are talks of some sort of deal. I hope that doesn't happen. Hey, Amanda Meatfoot. Only thing that sucks is will they even be able to carry out the death penalty if he gets it? They had to cancel the latest scheduled execution in December of 2022 because they couldn't get the chemicals. Wow. Well, I heard Idaho has a firing squad. I don't know for sure. I'd have to look that up and see if they do still, but interesting, Smiling Woofette. Bryan got sober in high school, like before he went to college. Okay, now we're going to read. Okay, I hadn't seen this anywhere but from Brittany. I had heard it over there, but I found an article today, and we're going to talk about the warrant, the search warrant to when they went to his apartment or his parents' home. I think it's his apartment, has been sealed. And there was an article about that I want to read you guys. The order, this was interesting. So remember the tattoos, and I know some of you guys hadn't seen these. Dylan and Bethany got these tattoos right after, and it appears that they are in the order, which I know this is not why they got them, and I'm not saying that at all, but it is something a little odd and interesting. They are in the same order that if we go by, you know, the affidavit and the charges and how if they're written, you know, if they're written the way that things chronologically happened, then their tattoos are actually in that exact order of the way, like from the person who may have been the first victim to the last. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay. Hello, I am a local to Moscow and was acquainted with the victims. While I will never know the hurt of their families and those closest to them, what I can say is this past year have been hell. Between getting harassed by reporters while trying to leave flowers for my peers, or harassed by people from this subreddit while trying to discuss the state of affairs with people in my community, there hasn't seemed to be much of a break. I know not all of you are like this. A lot of you just want to share information or feel you are helping, and I have no problem with that at all. I appreciate those of you who stuck up for us to others from this subreddit when they began flooding the Moscow one, questioning us and accusing us of defending killers when speaking of our friends being speculated about. That is the main thing I wish to discuss here. I cannot express the hell all the speculation has put people from my community. I cannot express the hell all the speculation has put people from my community through. I'm sure it was supposed to say. People like Hoodie Guy or Dylan, who have received accusation after accusation, threats to their families, and threats to themselves. People from Moscow practically begged for it to stop. Even now that a suspect is in hand, these claims will always be associated with them. People will speculate, but to publicize it in a way that re-victimizes those who had been through enough is not the way to go about it. I hope this has been a learning experience for people to be kind, to not jump the gun. I cannot thank those of you who were enough. Please remember this. This case won't be the last of its kind. If you feel someone may be involved, report it. Don't treat them as guilty without proof. Don't create more victims. Love to those who approach their curiosity without harm. This is all from me. I loved this. I enjoy hearing from people who actually knew them, from people who are local. And I agree. No firing squad, somebody said. Okay, lethal injection. I would absolutely love to pluck his eyebrow. Only info he was worth pleading out to is telling authorities where the knife is. That's true. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I know. Well, they're talking about the speculation with Dylan here. This is a new post from the Moscow Murder subreddit, which is huge. When I was on there this morning, there was 5,000 people live, like from the subreddit, active in the group at that time. I was like, geez, we the people can come up with some sort of death penalty. Alex Erickson, there's still that message from the woman detailing her friend's experience with B prior to this. Sent you the other day. Starting to think her comments even more legit at this point. Crazy. Let me see if I can. Did you sent it to me the other day? Let me try to grab it. Okay. Well, no, that was the inside info. I don't know where it's at, LFT. Interesting, though. I love that we have family members in our Idaho group just to be able to share our love and prayers with them. I agree. I think he went with the 3 girls in mind. Maybe if Ethan wasn't there, the other girls may have been targeted as well. Allie, I've thought about that because it is possible that he, happened to cross such a struggle with Ethan and he had such a fight with him that he was exhausted and it got very loud. He thought he might get caught and he thought he needed to get out of there. And look, I guarantee you that the other roommates, these kind of questions must eat them alive, and it's really sad. I saw a theory that Kaylee was in her own room, heard Maddie getting attacked, so she went in there to check on her, and that's when she got attacked. Makes sense to me. That makes sense to me too. It's possible. I've seen people that are retired detectives and stuff kind of say that the fact that the sheath was found next to Maddie would make them believe that she's possibly the target and, was the first victim as well. The name of the Facebook group for the Idaho 4 Smiling Wolfette. What's the name for the one you were talking about? I can't remember the exact name. The one that you added me to the other day, the really big one. They both probably do so many sleepless nights. I agree. Okay. I saw this on Reddit as well, which I thought was a nice little map of kind of what took place. Number 1 says 3 passes by the house end with an exit on Willenta Drive. No explicit indication of car's precise location in the probable cause affidavit. So let's see. Number 2, car has entered the neighborhood for the final time and is seen traveling eastbound. Probable cause affidavit does not state precise location. Number 3, the car turns around in front of 500 Queen Road, Unit 52, location confirmed and probable cause. So if you're looking at the house, and we've got the road right in front of it, here's the house, I'm sorry, with the road right in front of it. It would be here. It's hard for me. I'm really bad with maps and direction and stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, you can screenshot it, use it, talk about it. I don't know, whatever. I just wanted to share it with you guys because I thought it was interesting. I am the worst with directions and that kind of stuff. So there's the video of the, the drive he would have taken that day past Kate's Coffee. And we can go to that, but let's see. First, I want to go through this article about the search warrant for his apartment and why it's sealed. Maybe you're the girl I knew. It was like first or second grade, Small World. I tried to share all of our wonderful content creator friend links in chat. Thank you, Shay, so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Here is why the search warrant for the Moscow murder suspect's apartment is sealed. According to court documents, releasing the search warrant would create a serious threat to effective law enforcement and could prematurely end the investigation. Now, this is what I had heard from Brittany. I had heard about this, but I hadn't seen anything for myself besides besides them talking about it over there, but I hadn't seen any articles or anything about it. So I thought that this was really interesting. Now I can totally make sense in my head of why the search warrant would be sealed, right? Because we still have to go to trial. But let me read this. So Whitman County has sealed the search warrant for University of Idaho student murder suspect Bryan Kohberger's residence at the Steptoe Village Apartments in Pullman. According to court documents, premature public disclosure of the details of this law enforcement investigation will create a serious and imminent threat to effective law enforcement and could result in the premature end of this investigation, which could create a threat to public safety. By that, I think they mean from Bryan, correct? But I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think of that statement. I think that what they're saying is if it says it could result in the premature end of this investigation, which could create a threat to public safety. I feel like that's about Bryan. But, some people have wondered, does this mean there's other people involved? I don't know. I don't think so. Releasing the details of the Whitman County search warrant would also risk the personal privacy of witnesses, victims, and the victims' families. The court documents will be kept sealed for a limited amount of time. Whitman County estimates that the murder investigation will likely come to a close within 2 months. The documents will be sealed until March 1st of 2023. Wow, that's it? Holy moly, I didn't realize. He's not going to be in court by then, and trial will not be within 2 months. So that's interesting. So they're only sealed until March 1st. Maybe there is somebody else. What do you guys think? Hey, Ashley, why? That's not long at all. I know. Hey, Glenjamin. Interesting that it's from Washington and not Idaho. Makes me think maybe Washington is checking their open cases. I honestly think he stalked other people and they have proof of it. So Olivia has Murphy, Kaylee's sister. I feel like if they haven't found it, they would be out searching those areas he traveled. Yeah, Shay, I can't wait to hear you, to see your channel. It'll be interesting. Maddie ex-roommate died in February of 2022. Spencer, I don't know that that's true. I've tried to find proof of that. I can't find proof of that anywhere, that they were ever roommates. Law enforcement don't want that smoke from the vegan mafia. They'll probably extend the date. It's possible. I think there very well could be. Has to be an accomplice that they're expecting to arrest sometime soon. That's why I think it has to do with another case in Washington. I feel so sad for Dylan. She's the hero in this case, and now she's vilified. See, I can see both sides of it. You know, I really can. I understand why people have questions. I just don't think that we know enough. And I think that it's very possible that he never, he never saw her. I don't know, though. That's just kind of where I'm at with that.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited
Here, let's check out this video.
to announce that local recordings are
Combing through evidence after the arrest of Bryan Christopher Kohberger, accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students. Kohberger was taken into custody Friday in Pennsylvania. His family continues to stand by him, saying he is presumed innocent. Kohberger's next court appearance is set for this Tuesday in Pennsylvania. He's expected to waive extradition back to Idaho. The Northwest is still grappling with the news of that arrest in the murder case, which has been haunting Idaho for weeks. And one man who knows the suspect says he can't believe he might have been involved. Fox's Zach Anders has that story.
Tonight, our college community is on the Palouse, still in shock over the arrest of 28-year-old grad student Bryan Kohberger.
His personality does not match whatever the incident happened.
Neighbors around his Pullman apartment still trying to understand the motive.
He would talk about he wants to know why people commit crime, why, what is the key reason behind crimes, and how people think committing them.
And now a public defender in Monroe County, Pennsylvania says Kohberger plans to waive his extradition hearing, meaning Kohberger could be in the state of Idaho in a matter of days, facing 4 counts of murder. Police in Moscow say his DNA places him at the scene of the crime. They also revealed that he's only been the focus of this weeks-long investigation for just the last few.
Okay, so the reason I played that was for the neighbors' comments there. I hadn't actually seen that before. I always think about when Courtney Love poisoned Kurt Cobain. She waited 8 hours to call paramedics because she wanted to make sure he was dead, but he was alive. So crazy. Thanks, crazy mama. Without Dylan, they wouldn't know how to look for those bushy eyebrows. I can't get over the big G. She seriously was the hero in being able to give such details about the intruder or murderer. Okay, let's go back and find this clip that Shay sent before we continue, because I want to watch a couple other things, but they're not new. It's kind of going back, and then I want to touch on a case at the end, but let's see what this is. I wasn't even sharing it, you guys. I suck. Hold on. I thought I was, but I actually wasn't. It was on the other screen. Okay.
For surveillance, I think time that they realize that this is going to be where the evidence is leading them to.
On December 23rd, they got a search warrant for his cell phone records.
The data that is generated by a cell phone is quite alarming.
Those records put Kohberger near the crime scene at least 12 times before the murders, so in the area in the early morning hours of the crime and right after. Investigators believe the phone may have been turned off or in airplane mode in between. We believe that he fled the scene according to the probable cause affidavit. They described the route that they believe he took based on surveillance video and just a knowledge of the area. This is the house where the murders happened. We believe he came out the back door and then
Okay, I'm so glad you sent this. Thank you. I love that they, not only News Nation, but Court TV as well, they have went down right. They've tried to explain the affidavit while also being in the neighborhood to show us. And I think that that's so much easier than looking at a map. For me anyways.
left in this direction. You can see on this map, police say Kohberger went way out of the way to get back to his home in Pullman, going down a country road and making it to his apartment around 5:30 a.m. 4.5 hours later, Kohberger's phone is near the Moscow house again from 9:12 to 9:21 a.m. and back home in Pullman by about 9:32. Later that day, there is another 3-hour window where the phone was out of service again. Investigators say that is consistent with the same location as the phone after the murders, perhaps retracing his steps one last time. And between November 29th and November 23rd, authorities surveilled Kohberger's
Wow, I just find that so interesting. Did he go back twice? He went at 9. I bet he did. I think he went at 9. He sees there's no law enforcement. There's not a ton of people here. So he goes back later in the day. And was that right around the time? Let me see what time again. His phone goes off. Let me hear this one more time, you guys.
Kohberger went way out of the way to get back to his home in Pullman, going down a country road and making it to his apartment around 5:30 a.m. 4.5 hours later, Kohberger's phone is near the Moscow house again from 9:12 to 9:21 a.m. and back home in Pullman by 9:32. That day, there is another 3-hour window where the phone was out of service again. Investigators say that.
Okay, he doesn't say, but let me go back because I think that we have it here on this map. So from 5:30 to 8:30 is when the phone stops reporting. 5:36 to 8:30. At 5:30, we know the coroner is on the scene at that time, right? She doesn't show up until about 5. You know, police are called, they're discovered around noon. Coroner comes around 5. Bryan's phone goes off again at 5:30. And at that time, do you think he goes back to the scene and he sees all the police there? We know from Chief Fry says that there were students gathering outside. They were crying, asking who was inside. It was a very emotional scene. There was a lot of law enforcement. I can imagine him going back and witnessing that and being proud. Hey, Mitch, I can see you. So LFT says, I don't know how her dad would really know that. Just saying. Well, it would have to be from law enforcement, which could be the reason why the videos were taken off of News Nation. Because he wasn't supposed to say anything, maybe? I don't know. He may have disposed of the knife on that country road. Gray Hughes has a great demo or map. He left his DNA on it, and I think he only realized after he left as he was so high on adrenaline. Yep. That missing sheath probably gave him lots of anxiety. I agree. Devices try to connect to any Wi-Fi or network and leave a trace even without a password. See, that's what I was curious about. Because I can see on my phone, you know, if you look when you're going through past several stores or in a neighborhood, you will pick up other people's Wi-Fi, but that doesn't mean you connect to it. That would be creepy if he was sitting back watching the murder scene. Yeah, as the coroner's there and Y'all don't hate me, but I don't know how her dad could really know that. Law enforcement has kept details quiet and don't think they'd even give fam such details right now, especially specifics not noted in affidavit. Well, we already know that the dad has kind of spilled the beans on a couple things, so I don't see law enforcement telling him too much stuff that would, harm the case. I don't know. $102 pages about Bryan's post. Holy moly, that is quite long. If he was close enough that he was touching their Wi-Fi, Gonsalves said. Yep, that is because I quoted it in my messages with Amber and Kelly. So I sent them a direct quote. Let me see what his direct quote was. Actually, I have it. Brittany sent it to me right before, so let's go here. I'm going to send it to, and we'll watch it really quick. Okay. Here.
Can you tell me about Kaylee and what you miss most about her?
I miss what she meant to the family. She had a role in the family. You have 5 children, and he just wasn't a man of character. He was just poorly built. And, you know, there isn't going to be some kind of connection that I would think that would explain this.
You don't think there's going to be some kind of connection that will explain this?
No, what kind would? I mean, like, my girl's bullying him, or, you know, what kind of behavior could explain somebody being this brutal to another human being? I mean, he was probably obsessed with just their overall looks and their social media accounts and the fact that they were close, you know?
Makes you sick. It's sickening, I'm sure, to see the information that came out in the affidavit about how he had been by the house multiple times prior to the murders as well. I don't know if you guys knew that early on.
Yeah, and close enough that he was touching their Wi-Fi. His phone was touching their Wi-Fi. Yeah, so you know how close that is. If you've had a laptop, you walk out in your front yard, you're not.
And can you tell me about Kaylee?
He's basically, I think, says after that, you don't make it very far before you're disconnected from your Wi-Fi. Possible a device would show up as a connection attempt, but still not sure how much law enforcement has or would tell them right now. I agree. I also wondered if maybe he had set up trail cams outside their house to watch them like weeks ahead of the time and had it fed to his home. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. I think it's because they were young girls. Ooh, welcome, Glow. Thank you for joining. No, you're doing fine, LFT. I appreciate you being here and joining the conversation. Why does the affidavit say suspect vehicle 1? In my opinion, I don't think that means anything. I think it just means there were a couple suspicious vehicles at the time when they initially started looking at footage from around the house, or, you know, I just think that means, you know, this is the first suspicious vehicle we saw when they were writing their reports, and they probably had another one. You know, I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I think. I love him. They're such a lovely family. I love how he says, my girls are girls. It is so touching. It is. I love them too. They are a lovely family. I agree. We need to watch the second press conference. Law enforcement was putting out misinformation on purpose, including the times of death. You know, I've kind of thought about that and talked about it some. We were completely misled. You know, I don't know. Okay, so before we go, because I am going to let you guys go in a minute, I want to briefly touch on another case that is starting to get a little attention. It certainly hasn't gotten the attention that it needs, and that's Anna Walsh. Her husband has been arrested. They found bloody clothes. Okay, let's see. Is this a video or a? She's a mother of 3, you know, from Massachusetts, and her husband, his name is Bryan, which is just weird and freaky all at the same time. There's some weird stuff happening with this one. So I wanted to just touch on it briefly. Oh, welcome, Unfiltered Kelly. Thank you for joining. So how many of you guys are following this one?
Well,
Well, Jen, Brian Walsh is charged with misguiding a police investigation and intimidating a witness. And right now he's being held on $500,000 cash bail. That is Walsh right there being taken in handcuffs from Cohasset police to his arraignment this morning. His wife, Anna, disappeared New Year's Day. And in court today, we learned investigators searched the Walsh home over the weekend.
Wait a
Prosecutors
minute.
say that's
Did
where
y'all
they found
see
traces of
the
blood.
smirk on his face while he's being taken from with? Look at him. Shame on you. You have 3 kids. She has 3 children. Oh my God.
And in court today,
Look at
we learned
him.
investigators searched the Walsh home over the weekend. And prosecutors say that's where they found traces of blood.
He's straight up
arraignment
smiling.
this morning. His wife, Anna,
Oh,
disappeared
my
New
God.
Year's Day. And in court today, we learned investigators searched the Walsh home over the weekend. And prosecutors say that's where they found traces of blood in the basement and on a knife. They also say surveillance video captured Walsh at a Home Depot the day after his wife was last seen, buying hundreds of dollars of cleaning supplies, drop cloths, and various kinds of tape.
Hundreds of dollars of cleaning supplies, drop cloths, and tape. They found blood. They found a bloody knife. And also they found search records where he searched, how do you dispose of a 115-pound woman?
And they say it was her employer that reported her missing January 4th, not her husband.
During the time frame when he didn't report his wife and gave various statements that allowed him time to either clean up evidence, dispose of evidence. Mr. Walsh has given several interviews. We have consented to searches of his home. We have consented to searches of his property. We have consented to searches of his cell phone.
And another twist in this investigation, Walsh is awaiting sentencing on a separate federal case. And he was wearing an ankle bracelet that will likely play into the investigation about where he was when his wife disappeared. Live in the studio.
So he had an ankle bracelet on. I hope and pray they're able to find her with that. $450 worth of cleaning supplies. Unbelievable. Thank you, Evil CJ. I appreciate that so much. JC, oh my God. I just hope they find her, because I know that they just watching everything with Barry Morphew, he's actually been called, like people have connected those cases. I hope that she's found. I hope Suzanne's found, but seeing Barry get away with all of that is just so devastating. When you're like, imagine you guys, we're all like so completely gripped by this case in Idaho, right? It's so, oh my God, it's just, it takes a little part of your heart, and just imagine Bryan getting out and being let go. Imagine that, because that's how it was with Barry Morphew, and it is so frustrating. I mean, how dumb do you have to be to do that while wearing an ankle monitor? His hair, I'm sorry, I can't. True warning, I don't think they will find all of her, but I do think they'll find some of her. I hope so. How do you dismember a woman? Yep, he searched that as well. They found bloody trash bag, hacksaw, and used cleaning products this morning at the dump. Oh my God. Brian's getting dumped by a woman left and right this year. He let the monitor battery die on purpose. So he did. Oh my God. See, I didn't even know that. You guys, I'll be honest. I can't get my mind off of this stuff in Idaho. It's really hard. I'm really trying. That's why I wanted to talk about this case before we go. Even though I know not everybody might be interested in it, that's okay. Like, I got to feel good about the content I put out too. And I'm so focused on Idaho. I really think it's important to cover some other cases as well. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Oh, Crime Sleuth, and I saw your comment about the interview being removed, that interview with Steve. And I know that, I don't know. It's all over the news here in Massachusetts. Wow. Okay. So I have one more little video, and then I know that allegedly with Brittany is going live. So I want to get off here before that. But let me show you guys this other one from Court TV. Also, I have anybody who's been following the Idaho 4 and the neighbors where the Ring camera was removed, these neighbors actually screenshot Amber's post from this morning, ATS News. If you guys aren't subscribed to her, definitely go subscribe. She's done a lot of coverage on Idaho and CDT as well. They're kind of like a little pair, but she had shared this. This is the camera that was 50 feet from Zana's bedroom wall that caught her, that caught the crying or the whimpering and the thud, right, that we hear about in the affidavit from this house right here. Does anybody know if you have an interview with these neighbors? Can you send that to me? Because I can't find it, but I swear I remember her and him, I think, doing an interview. So yeah, if you guys can find that, let me know. And then let's check out this other Court TV video on the case from Massachusetts. Here it is.
When I was 5 years old, my biological mother left me on a subway station holding my 3-year-old.
A Massachusetts mother of 3 remains missing, and authorities say they are working around the clock to find her. Ann Walsh was last seen by a family member at her home in the town of Cohasset, Massachusetts, southeast of Boston, around 4 in the morning on New Year's Day. Now, police say the 39-year-old Walsh was taking a ride share to catch a flight from Boston to D.C. for her property management job there.
At this point, we cannot confirm that she actually got into a ride share in Cohasset. We can further, we have confirmed with the airlines, and that's been a challenge, that she did not board a plane this week.
Attempts to track Walsh's cell phone or possible credit card activity have come up empty. Chief Quigley says there remains a missing persons case with no evidence to support anything suspicious or criminal. Walsh's husband, Bryan, has been arrested, accused of misleading police investigators. Walsh was taken into custody last Friday. Now, today, he was arraigned on that charge.
He looks just so happy to be there. It's bizarre.
Mr. Bryan Walsh, claim 230136 out of Cohasset. You're charged with intimidating.
Not necessarily. He looks a little worried right now, but when he first walks in and he's like looking at the cameras and stuff, I don't know. He just gives me the weirdest, creepiest vibes.
The witness on the 8th of January, 2023, and not guilty for the man.
You understand that charge, Ms. Walsh? Yes.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Lynn V. Lynn, Commonwealth. Your Honor, the charge before the court right now, the defendant is charged under the intimidation, that being misleading the police in the course of an investigation. The investigation was into the missing person of Anna Walsh. Anna is the wife of this defendant. She's 37 years old. They have 3 children, 2, 4, and 6. Anna Walsh.
How old are they? How old are their kids? 2, 4, and 6?
Of this defendant. She's 37 years old. They have 3 children, 2, 4, and 6. Anna Walsh was last seen on New Year's Day about between 4 and 6 a.m.
Now, prosecutors say Bryan Walsh, was seen on surveillance video buying $450 worth of cleaning supplies at a home improvement store the day after his wife was last seen. And at today's arraignment, prosecutors say police found a broken knife and blood in the basement of the couple's home. Walsh is being held on $500,000 bond. And we're learning that Bryan Walsh also has a serious criminal history. He had been on home confinement while waiting sentencing in a federal fraud case involving the sale of Andy Warhol paintings. So this guy, he's interesting. All right, still with me, former Sacramento County District Attorney Anne Marie Schubert and appellate attorney and trial attorney Matthew Barhoma. Anne Marie, I'll start with you. Again, this is one of those cases where you expect the other shoe to drop any minute against this guy. The evidence is piling up.
Well, it may have just dropped this morning if they did find that stuff at the dump.
They've arrested him on a charge that sounds like maybe trying to put a little pressure on him. They're still treating it as a missing persons case, but you got to think there's more afoot here.
No question about it. I think it's so, heartbreaking to hear what the prosecutor said in court, which is this evidence found in the basement, the bloody knife, the blood in the basement, and then the cleanup materials that he has. So this is sadly sounds like a very dire outcome. It's a matter of time, and that hopefully they will pursue this case and ultimately find out.
Wow. Look how beautiful she was. I can't even believe that he got a woman that was that good looking. Not that looks are everything. They're obviously not, but I like this comment and I agree. If you spend $450 on cleaning supplies, would you not clean the implements used for the crime? What a selfish shit and a dumb one. Yeah, no doubt. Brian Laundrie, Brian K, and now this Brian, all just plain evil. Absolutely. Anybody else with the name of Brian is probably like, oh, God. He bought $450 of cleaning products, but left a bloody knife. Yep. She's a big executive in D.C. Wow, okay. He used to look better. I found their wedding pictures yesterday. Yeah, literally, he is. He looks like a bigger version of Doulos. That I don't know his name, and I barely followed that case, but I know how he looks, and he does look similar. Bryan Ensign is the only good one left. Reporting on all these crazy Bryans.
But it's
News
clearly a very upsetting situation. I also understand that he perhaps may have had an ankle monitor on him because of his federal charges. If that's the case, then it's probably a matter of time to figure out where he went.
Actually, they do have some sense of where he went. He went to some various places in that time period. I want to quickly call up a timeline here as far as what we know at this point in the case. On January 1st, Anna Walsh, she was last seen around 4 a.m., as I said. Now, on January 2nd, Brian Walsh is seen buying about $450 worth of cleaning supplies at a home improvement store. Right, that doesn't look good.
$450 the day after she's last seen. Okay.
Walsh reported missing by her employer. Okay, by her employer, not by him. January 8th, Brian Walsh is arrested. January 10th, Brian Walsh is arraigned. Now, just when you start looking at what was going on here, the fact that he doesn't report it, and we know police instantly, when a wife is missing in this way, you're going to look first at the husband. Right now, we don't necessarily have a motive. When you look at this kind of evidence they have about where he was and what he was doing, the buying the $450 of cleaning supplies, but yet and still, Matthew, you find blood in the basement, so I don't know what he did, but at the end of the day, your thoughts on the timeline and how it helps the prosecution.
Yeah, the timeline does not look good for him at all. Okay, I mean, the timeline of events, especially even the fact
She goes missing on the 1st. On the 2nd, you buy $450 worth of cleaning supplies. And on the 4th, her employer reports her missing, not her husband, who must be overwhelmed with 3 kids doing everything by himself, unless they most likely probably have nannies and that kind of stuff. But oh my God, unbelievable. The nerve of this guy. What did you think he was going to get away with this, buddy? Like, really? You guys have a lot of money. I don't know. You know, it takes generally a little bit of like smarts to become successful like that. But damn, I don't know. He's proven me wrong on that line of thought.
that you're not, you're the person of first contact, right? Like you probably have the most closest interaction with your wife, and here she is missing, and you're not reporting it. You're buying cleaning supplies. It looks like you carried out a homicide, and you're looking to cover it up. That's exactly what it looks like. And so ultimately, I think the timeline of events is not good. I also think the conduct doesn't look very good at all. It doesn't look very, very bright. It wasn't sophisticated. So ultimately, I think that this timeline's probably going to be used against them, Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. So he definitely, I agree. I think he doesn't look like he's all there. He does look like someone who may have snapped. I want to say a couple things before I let you guys go. I just want to apologize, number one, for all of the interruptions. When my kids are here, the internet is even worse. Like, I like to stream at this time of day because usually it's little bit more decent. So I do apologize for that. I really like to try to go around and find the most little interesting, unique things that I can find to talk about, to have some sort of discussion with you guys. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys being here, putting up with me and all that stuff. And yeah, joining the discussion and stuff. I really do appreciate it. Hey, Sherry. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have a double life. I wouldn't be either. If he dismembered her, that's a lot of blood. Being next to impossible to clean all that up unless you're a professional. Not going to be messy. Not surprised he missed some. He looks like Jack Nicholson. He does look like Jack from The Shining. That's what LFT said. Here's Johnny. Thank you, MK. I appreciate that. I love you guys, Heather. Oh, where did that comment go? What the heck? There it is. His girlfriend will be speaking out next month. Thank you, Sugar Magnolia. And thank you, Steph B. I appreciate you guys a lot. I really do. Can he be deported? Because that'd be amazing. I don't know. Is he from the U.S.? I don't know a ton on this. Like I said, I've had to force myself to like watch some because I'm interested in it, but I'm just so like knee deep in the Idaho case that it's it's becoming a problem. And thank you, Smiling Wolfette. I love you guys. I really do. Thank you, Jesse. They're wild. Thank you, Blue Pearl Girl. Thank all of you guys. Thank you, Poppy, Profile Manipulation. Thank you to my mods. I really appreciate you. Don't insult Jack that way. His mother had apparently called him a loser his whole life. He apparently proved her right. Thank you, Rainbow Mom. I'm happy that you're here. Okay, you guys, I'm going to let you go. I know that Allegedly with Brittany J is about to go live. I want to end this before that starts, and I hope to see some of you guys over there. I have to run out to the post office and pick up a package. I got some really good lotion and body spray. You guys ever use the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Cream? So mine is at the post office, and I need to go get it before I go get in the shower. Yeah, I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Love you, Nadie. You're great, Mom, you're doing things right. I love you, Sandy Beach. Thank you. All right, you guys. I got you, Wolfie. I love you all. I hope you have a great day. Depending on what happens, I'll see you soon. I think Bryan has court tomorrow, so I'll most likely see you guys over some of that as well. I have an oil that smells like it is smelled. You do, Nay? Oh my God. Like it just snapped that it was like an oil for wax melts, not like an oil for like your body. Oh, I need to know more about that. Amber. So it's like it's a lotion that smells really good. It smells like vanilla caramel and pistachio, but it also like firms your skin. It has caffeine and ingredients for that. That's why it's called that. It's supposed to make your bum firm and looking better, but I like it like just as a lotion. It's great. Yes, Brazilian products. You got to check out her wax melts. Her wax melts are so good. It said Thursday. Okay. Yes, Amber, you should look it up. And it's a little bit pricey, but they have really good sales and little like packs where you can get, trial sizes and stuff like that. I think for good ingredients, sometimes you just have to pay a little bit more, but there's no help for my bum. Yes, if you do want to order those music melts or check them out, Nadie makes the best wax melts. They smell so good. You go to musicmelts.com and we have a code from the channel that's Tie-Dyed Kindness. It'll save you 20%. All right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope to see you soon, and I hope you have a great day. And thank you for being here. Okay. Bye.